Chicagoland. Welcome once again to Retire Your Way USA with Ben Heizer. I'm your host, Spike Spengel. Ben, it is great to see you. How you doing?
Spike, I'm doing fantastic. How have you been?
Good. I know that you have a great announcement that you're going to talk about here today. We're very excited about it. But just to let the viewers know out there that we talk about retirement planning strategies for all of the Chicagoland area, how you can help people out, how you can provide them solutions. And we're going to do that once again here today, correct?
We sure are.
Well, I'm curious myself, what is this big announcement that you've been so excited about?
Well, I mean, we've spent so much time. I created Heizer Financial Group over 14 years ago, and as we've expanded and grown and added different things to the mix, we are actually in the midst of an amazing rebrand. And our company is switching from Heizer Financial Group, was really all about me, to really something that encompasses what we do for our clients. And so our new company name is Thrive. And we are a wealth management group, and we are here to help our customers not just survive in retirement, but have a plan of success to thrive all the way through the years and leave the most amount of money and optimize what they have. And that's exciting because as we come back to it, Retire Your Way is all about you. And Heizer Financial Group was all about me. And we wanted to make something that was more encompassing of what we do at Heizer Financial Group.
So what does that mean to the Chicagoland area, this wonderful set of expansion that you're doing? It's still very personalized though, right? In fact, isn't it to be able to deliver more personalized service?
Absolutely. So with Thrive, we have added some amazing things. We have a neat 411 program for our clients. We've added some technology, not to replace me, not to replace our team. In fact, one of the things that I really feel sets us apart from other financial firms is the high touch that we have. The feel that you have when you come in, the experiences that we have with our customers throughout the year, through client events, educational events, sitting down and doing annual reviews, unlimited planning meetings as necessary, because life always changes and comes at us.
Yeah, well, that made me think of with unlimited planning meetings. So I'm wondering for the viewers out there, if they're being contacted by their current advisor, how often are you reaching out to folks right now? Because there's a lot of volatility out there, a lot of nervousness, what we're seeing all around the world. How often are your clients able to reach out to you?
Our clients are able to reach out to us at any time. And so what we have to do is schedule things. The schedule gets extremely busy and full. Obviously, we're here educating on TV and radio and educational events and live events and webinars and all kinds of fun and nice and exciting things to get people educated on what they can do in and through retirement. And we have a system and a roadmap to help them in that success. And so we touch our clients actually on a weekly basis through a newsletter. I actually send it out every single week to update people on what's happening today. The unlimited planning meetings is once we've created a plan for our clients, they feel confident about it. They feel confident about that they've hit the key areas necessary, right? Their risk, how much risk they're taking, income, that they sustain them for a lifetime. Have we addressed taxes? Do we know what our care is going to look like? Health care, long-term care, and then of course, things like legacy, planning that properly so it's organized, because the money you've worked hard for 20, 30, 40 years, what's the point, right? Retiring your way is your goal, your dream. It's just powered by Thrive.
Right. So if I can, I want to ask you a little bit about that income element that you're talking about. How do some of these new fancy tools that you've got, that you're in charge of, that you're making the decisions for, how does that help with income planning? Yeah,
so some of the technology and the planning tools that we have now allow us to address some very key areas. So with income alone, we got to take a look at where is Social Security the most optimized. You know, a lot of the things that, came out a few years ago, they've kind of changed some of the loopholes that people used to be able to do. And so I know there's a lot of different Social Security seminars out there trying to, how can we optimize Social Security? And
yeah, isn't it all pretty much available on the internet? I mean, are there really that many different levers you can pull today in Social Security?
There used to be a lot more, and that kind of changed over time. And so what's happened today, it's all about timing. And so with our technology, it pulls all of the records together from, does it make sense to take your Social Security now? How does that look towards your whole plan? Things like inflation and taxes and, the additional need for the goals that we want to accomplish. Rather than taking lump sums from our portfolio, how do we structure a guaranteed income that increases over time to address all of the things that we've set out to do and what we've worked hard for to accomplish.
Right, right. So for the folks out there who are getting those Social Security, free chicken dinner seminar panels, you're saying just toss those out? I mean,
if it has to do with just Social Security, I'd probably throw those away unless you just want a free dinner. But if you are looking for a solution that has to do with income,
right.
we offer a complimentary income plan. What is that? What does it mean?
I've heard that phrase before.
So what we have to look at in a complementary income plan is, number one, our Social Security. When do we take it? How do we optimize it? Do we have a pension? Do we have rental income? Do we have, are we addressing things like inflation when it comes to our income? And are you addressing taxes? Look, if all of our money in retirement is taxable and tax rates go up, what if you took what you are currently making right now and you cut it in half? It's not hyperbolic. It's actually very real. We're at 90-year tax lows. So how does that impact our retirement? Do we have a plan to address it? And this is what we look at in a tax and an income plan with our customers.
For the viewers out there, can you also help them answer which accounts do I take my money from first?
Of course, yeah. So as we look at that, we can figure out the most optimal way to pull income from our investments, our savings accounts. Again, there's different types of asset classes. Some give us guarantees for income and some just draw down. So rather than giving an opinion, right? Yeah. We all have opinions, right?
Right, everybody's got opinions.
I like to take my opinion out of the mix. And so what this technology allows us to do is take our opinion out, and we can look at things from an unbiased perspective and see which model works better for somebody. And so rather than, opinions being like armpits, we all have them and they stink, we're looking at what is appropriate to you as an individual, custom tailoring it to you, and then giving you a choice, because ultimately it's your way. It's not my way. It's not your neighbor's way. It's not Spike's way.
Right.
It's your money. It's your way. You've created the wealth. Let's help you optimize it.
Once again, we're going to get calls on your analogies alone. But you're absolutely right, is that what this technology is helping you do is customize, to tailor the plan for their situation, for their needs. You use the technology, and then ultimately you're the decision maker to help them figure out. So can you tell me a little bit about the complimentary portfolio review and how you can do a little bit of income analysis on somebody's first appointment?
Sure. Well, we look at things from a macro perspective, the whole picture. It's not just one piece. And if we're just looking at one piece alone, oftentimes we're doing a disservice to a customer. And so I have people come in all the time and say, I got money all over the place. And so a complimentary view of your situation is going to be a second opinion. We want to make sure if there's any holes in your current scenario that we've addressed them. Do you have risks to your income? Is it going to last for the rest of your life? If these are things that are concerning you, a complementary income plan is something that we can sit down and address, and how to maximize your Social Security, your income, inflation, and taxes.
I know when we get back from the break, you're going to want to talk more about the Retire Your Way system, all of the different components that you'll be able to evaluate for people, and how this really is not cookie cutter. This is about being a tailored solution when we get back after this. Folks, if you would like to start your own complimentary review, please reach out to the phone number you see right here, 855-855-7655, so you can talk with Ben Heizer and the team right here at Retire Your Way USA. I'm your host, Spike Spengel. We're going to be back with more retirement planning strategies right after this break.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life, and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back, Chicagoland, to Retire Your Way USA with Ben Heizer. I'm your host, Spike Spengel, and so glad for the new announcement about your company moving to Thrive. It's helping people thrive in their own retirement, and that's why you also titled the show, Retire Your Way USA. It's really about finding solutions that match what you know is smart and prudent for them, but for what their goals and their dreams are. So do you have any specific examples of recently of people that you've actually helped out in the offices?
Yeah, absolutely. And so before we dig into a specific example, though, what's interesting, and one of the biggest things that I'm seeing a lot of today, is that we've been trained as a society, right, to buy a product, right? We buy a product, and then ultimately what happens is it kind of limits us to the solution that it has. And what we do, custom tailoring a solution for somebody, it starts with your goals and your aspirations and your dream. And then we add the strategy or the product to accomplish that value or goal.
Right.
And that is a lot different than what we see. And so we like to challenge the status quo in the financial space. Being completely independent allows us to assess things and use different tools because we're not limited. We're unencumbered. We get to go look at all kinds of things. We're always pushing the envelope on what it is that we can bring to the table to help serve our clients better. Now, specific example, just like on an income plan, just the other day, I had someone come in, and you'll be surprised at how often we don't even know what our current budget is. Right? What are we spending on a month in and month out basis? Do we know what our need is? And so, you know, oftentimes what we found is that as people have been educated, they just have generic statistics, right? Hey, if you are living off $100,000 a year while you're working, 85% of that's going to cover your income need in retirement. Well, that's not always true. And so we have to take a look at and unpack what is it that we want to do? Is travel something we want to do when we have freedom of time? Because when we're working, right, isn't the issue always it's time or it's money, right? Do we have enough time or do we have enough money? And so when we're making money, we usually don't have a lot of time. And when we are in retirement, we have all the time in the world. Is our money structured in a way that allows us to have an income stream that's guaranteed, that increases, that helps us address things like our travel needs, our hobbies, our golfing, our fishing, our boating, our gardening, all of the things
lifestyle needs.
What's our life going to look like?
Well, there's a few other things, though, that I was wondering about that when somebody just throws out a general number of all you need is 85%. Is that general number taking into account things like inflation, future taxes, future market volatility? Meaning, well, what happens if the market is flat for a decade or two? It's really difficult to figure out those things on your own. So you go back to having an income strategy, not just taking money from accounts. You've said that before. That's not a strategy, is it?
No, it's not. So we can take a look at some things together, but I mean, there's all kinds of rules out there that have been around for a long time. Case in point, the rule of 4. What is that? We take 4% from our portfolio a year, add inflation to it, and hopefully it's supposed to last if our money stays in the market. Well, the market is great if we're looking for growth and liquidity. It's not designed for increasing income, and so it's not the right type of asset class. When we model this for our clients, I had someone come in just the other day. We looked at all of our money going into a more efficient model of risk, right? So mitigating the risk, maximizing the reward, helping her figure out how we do that, and then how long that money is going to last based on the lifestyle she wants to live in retirement. The dream, retiring your way, the goal. Once we looked at that, there was a situation where if she did what she was doing, she was actually going to run out of money when we factored inflation and taxes by the age of 85. By modeling in some other asset classes that structure in guaranteed and increasing income, we were able to solve the problem of being able to live out her dream, and that pushed all of her plans out to retirement and left her family with some legacy based on optimizing the risk that she has, mitigating the down, maximizing the reward, and using the right tool for the right purpose.
You've said that before. You know, you don't want to take a hammer to put in a screw, and a lot of times, a lot of people have just a lot of different devices. Like we've said, going into Home Depot, you know, that doesn't give you all of the necessities you need to build a house. You need a plan for that, a structure for that. And I go back to, you say the Retire Your Way system is tailored. It's not, as we would say in the industry, cookie cutter. What do you mean by that?
So we take a look at somebody's goal first, and then we add the necessarily strategy or product to help them accomplish that goal. But What the industry does as a whole, what's different is they have kind of cookie cutter approaches that they use to say, this has kind of worked for people in the past, and they try to simplify it. Case in point, asset classes, right? Are you conservative, moderate, or aggressive? I don't know. What does that mean to you? It's very subjective. And so what we want to do is get very specific and very tailored to what it is that your need is, and then use the right tool for the right job. You would never build a house by just going and buying all the stuff at Home Depot and then starting from scratch and not knowing what we're doing. We'd start with the architect and looking at the plans and looking at the dream and figuring out where you want to put things. And then we use the right products and services so we're not wasting anything.
Have you had somebody come in recently who thought they were invested very conservatively, but really they weren't?
So kind of interesting. So one of the services that we have and what we look at in the risk section with our customers is there is a risk speed that every asset class travels from 1 to 99. Now, 99, we're driving the fastest, we have the most risk. 1 is the slowest, and we have no market risk, right? But that's going to be like our cash. It's going to be like our treasury bills. It's going to be like a fixed annuity. 99 is like our Bitcoin, some of our individual stocks, right? Things that are super aggressive. The S&P 500 lands about a 74. Well, what that does is when we take a look at somebody's portfolio, we can plug in the positions, take a look and allow technology to aid us on how much is that portfolio lost in the past. So case in point, to answer your question, had a lady come in just the other day. Ben, can you look at my portfolio? I'm in a 2015 fund at my 401k. I feel like this is really conservative, right? Because it says it's conservative. Well, when we plugged it all in, that actual mixture in that 2015 fund in the past had lost over 40%. Well, what happens is we step into retirement if we go through an extended recession, because history does what over time, Spike? It repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
So if you've lost
40%, you're stuck to repeat it yourself.
Exactly. So if we're not making adjustments and we don't understand, we want to make sure that somebody has the knowledge to make the best decision. So if you're thinking I'm conservative, but you can lose 40% of the portfolio, is that conservative to you? It's not to me. In fact, take your money right now, cut it by 40%, and tell me, would that impact your goals?
I understand that you have a solution for that problem for the viewers. You can go to canithrive.com. What is at canithrive.com that is complimentary?
Yeah, canithrive.com. So you can do that. There's a QR code right on the screen right now as well, or you can give us a call. But canithrive.com, we actually have a confidence assessment. You can go and take, can I live what I need to? Have I planned for the things necessary? Have I addressed things like, what is my custom risk speed? Do I know the maximum drawdown in my portfolio? Has that been explained to me ever? And if it hasn't, folks, you don't know the type of risk that you have and how that could impact the overall longevity of your retirement dream and how it might impact you and your family.
To take it even one step further, though, for the number that is on the screen, I know that the reason that you are moving to Thrive is to be able to dynamically take care of people more efficiently, to tailor the expectations of what you're doing through their retirement. If they call the phone number here, what exactly can they get from you complimentary?
Yeah, so we're giving you a complimentary, risk plan, where we're going to dig into all of the different levels of risk that you may currently have, and if any of those could offset or send you off course from what you want to accomplish. By calling 855-855-7655, you can get a hold of one of our scheduling team members. If you can't get through because everything's busy, leave a message. One of my friendly staff members will give you a call back. You can visit us at canithrive.com or click that QR code, take that quiz, give us a call. Let's sit down. Let's see if we can help make sure that your retirement is thriving, not just surviving.
Ben, we have to take a very short break, and I know that when we come back, you want to talk more about optimizing people's retirement strategies, so we'll do that in just a moment. Folks, please take advantage of this complimentary offer. You do have to reach out to the number here. As you can imagine, this is broadcasting all over the Chicagoland area. So for the first 20 callers, you can get your own complimentary risk assessment. Call 855-855-7655. More Retire Your Way USA with Ben Heizer when we get back right after this.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place and then help determine if you're well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision, so why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you're getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
Welcome back, Chicagoland, to Retire Your Way USA with Ben Heizer. I'm your host, Spike Spengel. And Ben, what a great conversation we're having today. And the next thing I wanted to ask you about, because it is part of your moving to thrive, helping them survive, not just survive their retirement, but actually thrive through it. What is optimizing, and what do you think is kind of the ideal person who would be good to reach out to the phone number or to use that QR code they see on the screen?
That's a great question. And so our clients are typically 10 years to 15 years away from retirement. They've accumulated wealth, but maybe over time what they've done is you've put your money in different buckets, right? Maybe you had your 401k, or you went to a seminar and you bought a product and you bought this and you bought these different situations. But ultimately now what you're finding yourself with is a whole bunch of different things. Just sat down with a lady the other day, had 18 different accounts when she came in. By the way, if you think that's overwhelming for her, it is. If you think it's overwhelming for me, it is. When you look at 18 different accounts, but the biggest thing is, and you're talking about optimization, is what is the purpose? What is the purpose of each individual account of what she has? This is not uncommon. And so what we want to do is figure out what that is. And so we were able to take her situation. I want you to think about this for a second. If you had 18 different accounts in a whole bunch of different places and you didn't really know how they all fit together, how would that make you feel?
It's just confused, not sure. And basically, and I think it's a question we talk about a lot, is, am I going to be okay? I don't know. With 18 different accounts, but explain that more. What do you mean? How does my money have purpose? How does an account have purpose?
You know, it's interesting because purpose of our money, I mean, we can structure money to grow, right? Are we trying to grow this over time? Is that the purpose of it? Is it for big emergencies where we need it safe and quick access? What is the point of it? Are we trying to generate income over time that allows us to be sustainable and not worry about running out of money in retirement? What about things like legacy? What do I want to leave behind to my family? So what is the purpose behind what this money is designed to do? From there, once we understand the goal or the purpose, we can make sure that it's going into the right type of asset class or the right type of product. And so we're basically custom tailoring a product to the goal, not using a product to limit our goal.
Right.
And so the interesting thing is when we use the right tool for the right job, it allows people to be empowered with confidence. And that, to me, is thriving. It's prospering. When you come in with 18 different accounts and you don't know what their purpose is, and you've just been following somebody, there's lots of different people that say, hey, follow me, do what I say until it doesn't work, and then you got to go find someone else, right? We never want to have that relationship with our clients. We've never had a complaint. We like to set clear expectations because we empower our clients with the knowledge to make the proper decisions, not through an opinion, but through looking at the clear goal, the clear solution, and then offering two of the most optimal solutions for them that they can choose from to help them in their retirement goals and dreams. It's all about simplification.
Can you also help people, as you personalize this, that you can help them understand what the purpose is of their own retirement? I mean, somebody coming to you with a goal of saying, I don't want to work anymore. Is that really purpose in retirement? How do you devise a retirement plan around that?
You know, this comes back to like even my sports background, right? I was in the sport of wrestling. In high school, I didn't really have a goal that much, right? But my coaches taught me the fundamentals, and I got a Division I wrestling scholarship. In college, I wanted to be a national champion. And so my college coaches took my fundamentals, the things that I had built, the wealth of experience in the sport of wrestling, and said, hey, you want to be a national champion? Here's what we have to do. And we created a plan. And we got to practice that plan over time. And so that's kind of the same mindset I have with my customers. When we add strategy to their goals and dreams, what does it do? It empowers us to live out what we want. It's proactive. It's being
as opposed to reacting to the markets and the ups and downs and the worry, and then even wondering, worse, am I going to be okay? So these proactive strategies can help people feel comfortable no matter what's going on in the markets?
Exactly. So if we've been proactive, there's 5 key areas that our system covers, right? Are we thriving and optimizing our risk? Are we mitigating the risk that we have to maximize the reward that we can get over time? We don't want to take big steps backwards when we're in retirement because that just takes longer to get back to even, and it can really harm us long term. What about things like income? Do we want our income hypothetical? Do we want it guaranteed? Do we want it increasing? You know, a lot of times we don't even know the answers or even the questions to ask. I was talking with a gentleman yesterday and he goes, hey, what kind of product would you give me for income? Well, I don't know. What kind of income do we want? Right?
Yeah.
Do you want it to increase? Do you want it to protect your spouse? Do you want it guaranteed for both of you? Or do you want it hypothetical and we hope for the best? Well, once we get some of those questions answered, then we can start tailoring the right type of product to hit the income need that we do. But we got to back up even further and go, what are your expenses? What are your goals? What does retire your way look like? What is your dream? What are your goals? And then we'll empower you with the knowledge to make the decisions with our custom system tailored to you to live it out.
I think that's something you've said that some of the other organizations out there, they have kind of a plan that they have to roll out and you're thrown into a cookie cutter solution, but you're helping people retire their way. You're helping them solve their problems and giving them solutions using all of this great new technology that you have in all of the offices here in Chicagoland. If they do reach out to the number here, what would you like to do for them as far as a complimentary offer here today? Do you want to talk to them about risk or really just take a look at an entire portfolio review?
Yeah. Well, we overall take a look at your whole picture anyways, but today let's start with offering a complimentary risk plan. Okay, let's unpack how much risk you're taking by understanding your custom risk speed of your current mixture of portfolio. It goes between 1 and 99. 99 is more risk, 1 is slower. Let's figure out where you feel good so we're driving the right speed and taking the right amount of risk. Do you know the maximum drawdown in your current portfolio? If you don't, you might end up with too much risk or too little growth to keep up with the things ahead for retirement. If you don't know the questions to those two, you want to pick up the phone. Call us at 855-855-7655. One of our scheduling team members will be happy to talk with you, get you an appointment on the calendar as soon as possible to figure out if we can optimize the level of risk that you have, mitigate it over time, because we're not here chasing returns. We want to mitigate the risk and maximize your growth.
Ben, congratulations on the announcement of being Thrive. You were the Heizer Financial Group, but now you're just the Heizer Financial Group within Thrive, and you're always going to be Retire Your Way USA. So you can go to the website, canithrive.com, and get the risk assessment there.
Yes.
But more importantly, folks, please take advantage of Ben's offer to do this risk assessment. Call the phone number that you see right here. We're broadcasting all over the Chicagoland area, so his appointment book is going to fill up quickly. You need to take advantage of the skill set that he's got to help you retire. 855-855-7655. Come back next week for, once again, Retire Your Way USA with Ben Heizer for more of his financial information.